When you hear of the court judgments against the ANC, today we've already had one in Mabuyane where the regional conference is nullified. The PEC of KZN, essentially, even if they can come as observers or as branch delegates if they've registered as that. When you hear those kind of judgments, what is your reaction to that?
Painful. You want, when the ANC meets national, it must have that national character. All provinces must be there, they must be represented, they must be led, those delegations by the leadership. But also, it's also a lesson on how do we do things. Sometimes we are quite expedient about issues. So we must actually respect the ANC. If we respect the ANC and how we do things, there is no way that will be found wanting. Even courts of law, they won't help us on how to lead the ANC. Definitely, we will be able to rise to the occasion. It's a very sad moment, I must indicate, when you have courts of law deciding on how the ANC must be led. Interpreting, I've been there, I've actually been in that situation where you listen to judges, going line by line, clause by clause, interpreting that. So if you don't do that, you take the shortcuts on how to lead. Processes in the ANC and procedures are quite important because they liberate you at the end of the day.
One of the things that have characterized this conference is the unity talks. I have not seen the Eastern Cape. Have you been part of the chairperson's talks to try and find this consensus leadership?
Yes, of course. We are part of that. Remember, we have been given a convenership at some point with our former chair. He has done his part. We have continued with that. Currently, we have agreed that Comrade Supra must convene us. He's convening. We are working on that, trying to ensure that we are pulling ourselves towards a common congruent point.
What is this common congruent point? Everybody keeps talking about this common point, but the branches have already nominated. What do you want to do as chairpersons of provinces?
Branches have given us an overarching framework, the sense of who is nominated, where, how can you then work out of that and build a leadership out of that. Yes, of course, you are not going to be mechanical. Put A and put B there, but how you engage on that using the same unity facilities that the ANC has, the basis upon which the ANC was formed. So it should not be difficult. You need ANC to really champion the development trajectory of our country. Our country is looking, everyone is panicking. The country is not in a very good mood about all what's happening. And you really need to ensure that we turn around the situation and still give our people that hope. I keep on raising this issue that, the ANC must aspire to inspire before it expires. Because it's going to expire just like any other situation. If we don't actually appreciate that, if we are reckless, if we suffer from the cult that has been also taking over, if we continue being arrogant as leaders of the ANC, we'll have a problem. ANC has been formed to serve our people. Its leadership must be able to do that. People is the priority.
So would you be able to compromise on what the branches have nominated? You guys are going in with Cyril Ramaphosa as your preferred presidential candidate, Zweli Mkhize as your preferred DP.
Of course, when you discuss, when you engage, when you are on the lobbying exercise, you always have this idea that things can be treated within flexible bands. The issue is, when you elect leadership, president and the deputy, you are not just doing that for fun or just for expedience. You are investing for the stability of the organization over a 20-year period. 10 years president, 10 years deputy comes in another 10 years, it's almost 20 period. So that guarantees a sense of direction even to the investors. So that's the point. So even if you talk about unity, you cannot just talk about unity in abstract when you have got a deputy president, competent, credible, strong leader of the ANC with that impeccable kind of a record. So, and then you behave all of a sudden that no, he's not there, probably you can start afresh. It will be a terrible precedent. That will be a terrible precedent. In the next conference, we'll have provincial chairpersons standing up, raising their hands, availing themselves to be leaders, to be presidents.
So you could have even more than 7 candidates in future.
Yes. So how do you limit? I think we still need to do more on how do we manage the transition, the leadership succession debate is going to be key, because you don't want to create an impression that a country can be instantly be put at a brink of catastrophe simply because we appear to be reckless, we appear to be more fighting against each other, or
so
we want this
you're
or
not
that.
compromising on those 2 positions?
No, definitely on the president. On the president, we believe, as a province, a principal issue. We did this in 2007 when we were intervening as well as the province with other provinces to say, but it can't be right. So we must not allow it to happen.
How confident are you that Cyril is taking this?
Very interesting. We're here to make it a point that we deliver on that one. And then we think that it is not just for us, it's for South Africa. I think this is what South Africa out there, as I'm seated here from Eastern Cape, traditional leaders, church leaders, everyone is saying it's one thing that unites Eastern Cape. So you don't have a choice on this one. We're here, but we will be ready to accept outcome of this conference and rally behind any elected leadership. We don't have a problem with that. As we've been indicating, Dr. Nkosazana is one distinguished leader of the ANC. Distinguished leader of the ANC. So you can't find faults around her as well as a leader. But from a principal point of view, from where we are seated, the Deputy President is Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, and the Deputy President must be able to take us to another level.